5 weeks of abstract drawing in a few minutes. Let's go! I took Sinix's abstract design theory class offered by Brainstorm. It's a flash class, which is basically like a shorter mini course that's more affordable. I've been following Sinix for a hot minute on YouTube, so I was excited to hear him speak on design theory. We started with something he called automatic drawing, a relatively stress-free exercise because the final product didn't have to look like anything. Just whatever shapes are embedded into your visual library. At first I started in my sketchbook with pen and paper, and then I switched to a brush pen and other pencils and things like that. Later on I jumped into doing things digitally. I actually challenged a few people to do some of the assignments in the brush pen, which is notoriously challenging to use. Thankfully, a bunch of people took on the challenge and we all got to enjoy the misery together. It was fun to see how other students perform this. I never get tired of seeing artists who are given the same assignment execute it in unique and exciting ways. As I'm looking back, it's wild to see how much my confidence is growing with each assignment. If you're thinking, hold up, you said 5 weeks, why are there so many pieces? Even though we'd get one assignment per week, I found a lot of value in doing as many variations as I could manage. That let me experiment with all sorts of stuff. What I loved most about the class was jumping on Discord with everybody else and sharing our screens while we were drawing and painting and just kind of bullshitting. Even though I went to art school, it was rare for me to be in any sort of community where I did art with people in the same headspace, so this was incredibly comforting for me. I also got to meet a bunch of cool artists in the introduction channel on Discord. They shared a bit of their background with me, which was awesome. It's a special kind of person that actively wants to get into art. No one tells you about all of the insecurities, the self-doubt, the inability to see improvement, seeking validation, staying humble while trying to be confident. All while smiling. For the first time in a long while, I was actually having fun drawing, especially since the burden of subjectivity was removed. One of the things I really enjoyed is how we would play off of each other. So somebody would submit a piece of homework and it would use a black background, and then we'd be like, wait, I want to use the black background. So then that lets you experiment further. Like, what does that look like when I do it versus when somebody else does it? As we got into rendering, I really thought, hey, this is where I'm gonna start to falter. This is not really in my comfort zone. And one of the things I would normally do is kind of blow out the range where like you have like super high highlights and then really dark darks. And I got an understanding of why that isn't the way that we normally see and why that's not very appealing. So it was really a fun exercise to kind of rein in the control. And there was even a few assignments I did, I'll see if I can call them out, where I just used the lasso tool. I didn't even use my stylus to like draw anything, which was even easier, ironically enough, when it came to rendering. So it was so fucking cool. Oh yeah, this is the one I did with the lasso tool only. Anyway, if you're considering any sort of art online class, I'll say you're only going to get what you put into it. So if you're playing it cool, you're doing an assignment here or there, and you're not really a fan of engaging with other people, you might not have the best experience, so keep that in mind. I can't recommend abstract design enough. If you get a chance to take any of Sinix's courses, you will not regret it. I'll be taking his thumbnailing class later this year, and I'm very excited for it.